Holy smokes, guys. Today's going to be a good day, and let me tell you why. So, not only do we get to watch Kamala Harris just absolutely crash out in just the weirdest way possible, which is like you would think that it would get old to see Kamala Harris just make a fool of herself, but you know what? You would be surprised at the same time. But we're also going to be seeing RFK Jr. just go mega viral for the best possible reasons and more on today's episode of the Adam C. Moreno Show. So, like, subscribe, grab your drink, and let's get into some news together. RFK Jr. just went viral for a good reason, which almost never happens for someone who is in the political space. But RFK Jr. and his wife, Cheryl Hines, were just living their lives, getting on a flight when someone recognized them and captured the whole thing on video. Look at this. All right, so it is just a casual video. They are entering the flight, and then you could see the guy who's recording them just to pass by them, just sitting in regular economy seats. Like, not a big deal, just to hanging out, nothing fancy, and people are stunned. Why? Well, because while Bernie Sanders and AOC have famously spent hundreds of thousands on flights, RFK Jr. and his wife choose to fly coach. They choose, and they very well could afford to fly private, but they choose not to. Why? My personal opinion is that Bernie Sanders and AOC, while they like to talk about standing with the people, their actions almost always say otherwise. While Bernie Sanders and AOC need a private plane to fight the oligarchy, RFK Jr. just needs our support to make America healthy again, which he is proving every single day using his influence and connections and just working extremely hard at HHS. I think one example, one residue of that is actually Steak and Shake. This is some more news in regards to RFK Jr.'s mission to make America healthy again. It's also from Steak and Shake. They write on X, "We are proud to announce the full 100% elimination of seed oils from Steak and Shake's fries. Fries with even a trace of seed oil will no longer be served at our restaurants." Steak and Shake continues to work with its suppliers every day to improve food quality and make America healthy again. Look at that. This has over 2 million views. It was shared over 2 days ago, but my goodness, this is the impact that we're talking about every single day. So how awesome is this? Steak and Shake is out here leading by example, doing their part to make America healthy again. Now, I know, I hear you. It is a burger joint, but I think my opinion is that if someone is going to eat it, why not make it better? So I really liked to see this. Also, RFK Jr. did eat at a Steak and Shake, so he almost kind of endorsed it a little bit. Also, Alex Jones really surprised me this morning, because I learned that he, out of nowhere, threw his support behind RFK Jr. for president in 2028. RFK Jr., HHS Secretary, has been very clear that he is not running in 2028, but maybe Jones is hopeful that something changes. Look at this.
I know it's supposed to be J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio in 2028. It needs to be RFK Jr.
Now, some are saying that RFK Jr. is exactly where he is supposed to be, while others are interested in a future where he is leading a whole lot more than HHS. So please let me know what you think about that, because 2028, while I know is far, it is also getting closer every single day. Another thing I wanted to share was Bernie Sanders just got cooked today on The View, trying to defend him and all of Congress getting paid, saying, yeah, well, not everyone in Congress could afford to go without pay, when surprisingly, one of the hosts said, well, neither can the people who aren't getting paid. Like, so many federal employees out there right now just working and slaving away without collecting a check, while people like AOC, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, everyone are still collecting their checks. Bernie was stunned after this. I honestly wish I could play this video because it is just hilarious. But if I were to play it, ABC News would literally take this video down. So I unfortunately can't. But I did want to share this exchange regardless, because in the same way that people like RFK Jr. just taking a normal flight, they're starting to despise Democrats like Bernie Sanders, who portray this false righteousness, this false protection that isn't serving anyone else. It is just serving themselves. which is just really terrible. So terrible. Even Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt joined the fun, saying, for the record, President Trump wants everyone to get paid because he wants to reopen our government, which is exactly right. And now, speaking of Democrats with false righteousness, here is Kamala Harris, who some are saying is just hammered once again on her book tour. Saw that from Johnny MAGA, but she is talking about hope today, which I'm sure is just going to be a nice, pleasant video, not filled with any word salad or slurring at all, right?
Hope is an interesting thing. It's something that is ours to have, but it can't be taken from us. We can't let our hope be taken from us. It's something that comes from inside of us that we have. And when we look around and see each other and we know that this fight is worth it, that gives me hope.
My brain feels like it's being put in a stringer when I listen to Kamala Harris. I'm telling you, I swear this cannot be healthy. Now, I will say this. I thought it was a bit cruel when people on the campaign trail would say that she was just filled with all these word salads and word vomits and she just didn't know how to communicate. But the more I listen to her today, the more I really do understand what they meant, which is just really unfortunate. There's also this moment with Kamala Harris again screaming back at protesters at their event who are just yelling things at Kamala Harris, and then she crashes out, stands up, the whole crowd goes wild. But even these things feel so rehearsed. It's like Kamala Harris only knows how to operate with a script and not just as a regular person. Look at this.
Soon enough. And you know, I sometimes think about, you know what, I am not president of the United States. You want to go to the White House and talk to him?
Like, I don't know how many times we need to see this clip again. Like, this looks just like that clip that I shared, like, what, a month ago? With Kamala Harris saying the same exact thing. You know what? I'm not the president of the United States, and she's waving her hand around like that. You want to go to the White House? Like, Kamala, you can say something different. You don't just need to stick to the script. Like, what do you know all the questions that this woman in front of you is going to ask? I bet this woman here literally saw it coming. Like, look at her smile. She looks so unsurprised here, as if she saw it coming, as if it was like, oh, that's the cue. Kamala Harris is going to do this. All right, right on schedule. It's like there's a director back there just with one of those director board things. Just so weird. And it makes me definitely uncomfortable. Like, this is the face of nightmares, I am telling you. Also, Gavin Newsom is now getting trolled by his own state residents on billboards that have now gone mega viral. Look at this. The billboard reads, "I'm Gavin. I destroyed California with my bad ideas." The next slide says, "Congratulations, Newsom, highest gas prices in America." The next one reads, "Record crime, violence, and homelessness. My goodness, stop Newsom's redistricting." Look at that. It is terrible. But you know what? Where's the lie? It's all true. And Gavin Newsom is 100% responsible for this, which is why everyone should be voting no on Prop 50 unless you want more of the same. And it is no wonder why Steve Hilton went on Fox News to say that we don't have a governor in California. Look at this.
Basically, in California, we don't have a governor anymore. We have a social media manager who thinks his job is just to launch these pathetic tirades against the president. Meanwhile, his own state is collapsing. Every single indicator is a disaster. Right now, the highest unemployment in the country, the highest poverty rate, highest cost for gas, electricity, everything that matters, homelessness out of control, crime out of control. And this is what he's doing. I mean, this is why I think California, I mean, I'm on the road the whole time. People know we need change. We can't go on with leadership, if you can call it that, like that. We need a change.
That is 100% true. Anyways, that is the video. I know it was a bit messy, but you know what? I do think it was a good one from RFK Jr. and Maha to Bernie and Kamala. Please tell me your thoughts on this in the comment section. And you know what? If I could just take a moment to describe how thankful and grateful I am for all of you guys to just tune in with me every single day. I'm grateful to talk about the news. I'm grateful to invite you guys into this conversation, and it is just the greatest gift that I could ever ask for. So sincerely, thank you. And as always, if you made it this far, like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and I'll see you next time. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.